Howdy, it's David Flash with Local VIP Media. And when I worked with Valpak, they had what's called the Franchise Partner Program because they're a big franchise themselves with a local direct mail concept, basically similar to what we do with the Brazos VIP magazine, where you get a bunch of advertisers together that mail in the same piece and split the postage cost and provide something of value that the consumer wants to look at. It's the Valpak program is actually recommended by a lot of franchises across the country to their franchisees, and sometimes they negotiate special rates and things like that. And this is a little guide that Valpak created at its Coupon University for reps to kind of give us some background. I worked as a Valpak rep for 5 years. To give us some background on these special franchise partner program clients. And one thing is that you definitely want to know about your client's business, and that is a best practice to understand how the average sale per customer and the purchase cycle of a customer, so that you can speak a client's language and really help them plan to effectively market their business, and have an understanding of what an ad needs to do to be successful. And that's one thing that there's a lot of confusion around, and that's what I wanted to point to, looking at the average customer worth in annual sales per year. Now, most people, when they judge the effectiveness of a response-based ad, say, okay, I spent $500 on this ad and it brought in $1,500 in sales with the coupons. Net of the discount, I had a gross margin of $700 on those sales. Therefore, I made $200 on the ad. That's one way to look at it. However, they probably made a lot more than $200 on the ad, and the real number is, say they only got 3 customers or 4 customers who actually became customers who weren't before. Well, that's $2,400 in sales from 4 customers. That's where, so the $1,500 in donuts they sold really wasn't, where their big growth is. And, it's why people who stick with programs like this, and build in the customers into their business. Customers are worth a lot more than that one sale you derive from a promotional ad. And one of the best ways to get a customer is a promotional ad. And as long as you can acquire a customer for less than what it's worth, and this is what it's worth in 1 year. A customer typically sticks about 3 years for a lot of businesses. So a customer value, they might get something framed once a year. And they're going to stay in the same area for a few years. So a customer's value is significant. It's $600 for a customer. If they run an ad that only that they spend a few $100s on, that only brings them a few customers, that's $1,800 in or more in business from just a few customers over the life cycle of that customer. And lifetime customer value is really something that, if you look at that and also really know what it costs you to acquire a customer, and everyone from Maggie Moo's, a customer is worth $42 a year for them. Mailboxes, etc. This is a little bit old and dated, so as are these rates, which is why, and there's nothing that says don't disclose it anywhere stamped on this, and I never signed an NDA, which is why I don't feel bad about sharing this with y'all, especially because I have nothing but good things to say about Valpak. You should advertise with them if they're in your market. Frankly, if they were in my market, you should advertise with them and me as well, and everything like this that gives you an opportunity to acquire a customer. Here's Molly Maid, to acquire a customer at less than it's worth. So